Hi, I'm Master Conley, and this is...
I'm Zachary Conley.
Oh, did you just start it right now? Hi, I'm Master Conley, and this is...
I'm Zachary Conley.
And today we're going to be demonstrating techniques from first degree to second degree. And you're going to notice that the technique's going to have much more transitions, much more flows in it, much more control with the lock. And so we're going to go into everything's going to be very dynamic in this belt level. So the first one is going to be a punch defense. And so we're dealing with that person punching into us, and we're going to redirect it in a circular motion. And as I redirect it in a circular motion, I'm going to redirect it and grab in here. So they come on in, strike in here, and I'm going to lock them with my center lock. Now it's not just important to know the center lock, you want to be able to control the person in every direction of your center lock. So I want them to go backwards, I want them to go forward, I want them to go down, I want them to come up. You have to be able to control your person with this lock in any direction you want, okay? You should be at this level, be able to transition from one lock into another lock, into another lock. Not just do one lock. Okay, I'm going to show another technique. He's coming in, he's punching in at me, and this time I'm circling the other direction. And so no matter what circle you take, at the end of every circle you have an opportunity for a lock. And so I'm coming on, he's punching at me, I do like an outward block, circle, re-grab here. Notice my foot already stepping. I'm going to step across here, I'm going to bring it around and come right into what's called Shianagi. Now I have a lot I can do from here. I could take him down and pin the Shianagi. So I take him down here, and now this pin here, when I come on in, I drop down to my knee here, I can pin his arm here, and if I push his hand out a little further, I lock his wrist just by pushing down here. So where his pain is coming from is the wrist. I can take his wrist and twist it. See my key finger? And I'm twisting it here. I can come in and lock it here. I can switch into my feet here and come into the pressure point area here. Okay, and I lock them at the same time here. Okay, so a lot you can do from that Shianagi. Next one here, he's coming in, he's punching in at me, and I redirect and I move right behind him right away. So I move right behind him. So you're gonna notice that I have his arm pulled back. I'm not grabbing it with my hand. I'm just hooking it with a praying mantis. And I pull back and I lock his elbow here, and I lock his neck here. So I pull his head backwards this way. So I got him rested up against my chest here. And as I do this, I wanna pop it, redirect it, and swoosh him down to the ground. So as he's coming into me, I come in right behind him here, and I step in here, and I redirect him and pull him down to the ground. Now as he hits the ground, I hold on his hand, and I take his fingers and I press it right up against my arm here. Arm bar here, and center lock at the same time. So it doesn't look like I have a center lock, but if you look at his wrist, I'm rotating him here, it's a straight arm center lock. So a little different angle from that lock. But it is a center lock. This next one is front kick, so it's not roundhouse. It's linear. So it's coming straight at me. I want to just move out of the way. So I don't want to keep my body in that path. I move my body out of the way, and I'm going to slap the calf muscle. So I'm redirecting the calf muscle. I don't want to jam my hand. I don't want to jam there's a lot of energy coming in here, so the last thing I want to do is jam into it. I want to just let it go by me. So he's trying to kick me, boom, I pop it. Now as I pop it, I want to move in on him. So I move off the side, and I move in, and as I move in, I'm taking that elbow and I'm striking down, bang, right on the edge of one of those quads. I like the outside quad because it's already starting to turn over for me. Boom, I pop it, I grab his arm because after you do this, he's gonna want to hit you. So I go, boom, I grab his arm just so he doesn't do that, and I kick the back of his hamstring with a hook kick. So you know you're not even sleeping, you're just coming, bang, hit here, and he's gonna fall down on the ground. Now, I want to show you guys, there's a pressure point right here. Right here, just using my thumbs and pressing right above the ankle bone. So I'm gonna take my punch, and I'm gonna punch, bang, hard. My knuckles right on that nerve, boom, here. If the other leg flicks up at me at this bigger point, I block it, I strike in here, okay? This next defense technique is a full Nelson. He's coming up behind me, he comes up and reaches on in, and he locks his fingers on in here. So the first thing I wanna do is I wanna drop in that horseback riding stance, I wanna put my arms down here. And I want to not spend too much time doing this. If I needed to, I could brace my head. If he's really strong and pushing my head forward like this, he's hurting me, I could come up here and get brace here to protect my neck so it doesn't get hurt. From here, I'm going to reach up with both hands, and I'm going to reach for some fingers. I don't know what fingers I'm grabbing. But now I got both hands, I got lucky. Sometimes it's so locked down in there, then I only got one finger, and that's fine. I take that one finger, I'm going to bend it backwards here. So I do that, I'm going to push this out of my way. I'm going to take this, I'm going to take a step. So I take a step, I'm going to pull this arm, I'm going to pull it into me here. Now you notice I didn't let go of that pinky. I got my key finger on out here. So it's a little confusing. You're looking at all these fingers here, but this is my finger, these are his fingers. I hold on to the elbow and I point his finger down. And what I have here is a center lock being done with his middle finger. So not only is his wrist starting to lock, but his finger's getting cranked here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spin backwards. As I do this, I'm gonna control him and drop him down. Now, you do not want him to go flat here, where he's resting on his back or his shoulder here, because he could punch me, or he could feel like he can grab me, and if he does grab me, pulls me down, I lost control. So I bring him up on one elbow with pain, okay? So now if he reaches up towards me, I just amplify this pain. So I have total control over him. This is where you want it. Okay, so this is a finger lock, a mild center lock, and the control is primary finger. You see my thumb resting up the back of his hand? That's so helpful. He's got really flexible fingers. So most people's fingers are like that, and you got a lot of pain. He goes back really far. He plays the piano, so his fingers are super flexible. I come on in, I crank it, and he's right about there. Okay? This next technique is both your wrists are being grabbed at the same time. So from here, he's grabbing both my wrists. Instead of me trying to break away both of them, so once I break away both, we're both equal right now. We're right back into hard style or grabbing or whatever. So if what's great about this is someone's grabbing with two hands, that's great because I don't have to worry about him hitting me right now. And I have a lot of options open to me. I can kick him, he can kick me, so we're pretty equal there. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in live hand, I'm gonna circle up, and I'm gonna hand his other wrist to my other hand. You notice that breakaway occurred, so I come on in, breakaway. The hand just broke away, I'm gonna come up underneath and grab in the elbow. So now I'm locking his elbow here, and I'm gonna pull him here. So I have two elbow locks. I have the elbow lock underneath against my shoulder, and the elbow lock here, so I have two. Double elbow lock. I'm in a horseback, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buck my butt back in him. I'm gonna pull him forward. I'm gonna basically bow forward and flip him right on over. Very little energy. From here, I have outside wrist lock still. I never let go. I come in and lock here. So I have an arm bar and a wrist lock all at the same time now. This next technique, two hands grabbing from behind. So, I mean, I have a lot open to me here. I can move into him. I can strike into him. I could throw him here. But what I'm gonna do instead is a very Hapkido concept, is that harmony concept, that all that getting in balance with his balance points. So from here, I lift one hand up, he pushes that hand down, I lift the other hand up. And as I do that, he's still holding on, and I take that step spin. As I do this, I come up and grab into his hand here. So I have a center lock, grab into his fingers. And I'm gonna take this, you see my key fingers, and point it back at him. So even if he held on to me with the other hand, it doesn't matter. From here, striking in, locking him, taking him down backwards here. And you're gonna notice what I'm doing here, I bring him up on that one elbow again. I don't ever give him a chance to think he can grab me. Remember, it's never brute strength to control somebody with Hapkido. One finger only, one finger here. You get a good tap on him. So it's never brute strength. If you're struggling on it, you're not doing it correctly, okay? Next thing I want to do is teaching this control. Somehow you ended up on the ground, it happens. Being able to use, so he's coming in close to me here. And what I do is I use my shin bone here to keep him away from me, okay? If he came over here on this side, I would switch over to the other side. See how my foot hooks around his waist? So I got a little bit of control. I can do a little bit of this, but I still have to worry about these. So I know he's gonna come in and try and strike into me. And when he does strike, I grab that arm. And now notice what I do. I open up and I do what's called shrimping. So the hand I'm grabbing, I'm gonna shrimp that way. So I shrimp. And I take my foot and I kick this knee out from underneath him, but not all the way. So I don't want his weight crashing down on top of my leg. Just enough to open him, just a little bit. Just enough to get this kind of a feel. I can scissor underneath there. So I do this leg goes this way, this leg goes this way. So I can hit him on the way up, and I come around and hook his face here. Now as I do this arm, I'm gonna pull this way. This is very important. So I'm gonna pull this arm this way as I'm pushing this leg this way. So I'm pulling and pushing. Now my knee underneath here is gonna raise up. I'm gonna raise it up and put it right on his back. So right now, this has a good bend to my knee. If this is flat, he's gonna be laying on my leg and it's gonna pin me. I want this leg to be a benefit for me. So you think about this, look at his neck. So if you come around here, Mitchell, and come around and get into his head and his neck here. So you see this knee is here, it's up, this is coming down, and my back, this right knee here is braced up against this T1 vertebrae, and this leg is coming crashing down and I do a scissoring technique, it becomes a neck breaking technique. So this becomes this very aggressive scissor as I'm coming in there. Now, as I got him in that position, maybe I don't want to break his neck. Maybe he's my son. Maybe we got into some of that kind of argument. We got in a situation here. I don't want to do it so drastic here. So maybe I'll do a persuading conversation. You'll never do that again.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, good. This technique is more of like a clinch standing grappling technique. So think of like a Muay Thai fighter or somebody that likes to grab onto. So he's grabbing in around my neck, maybe to knee me up into the face here. And I'm going to use my X block to protect myself, so I can use my cross hand technique to actually protect myself. But beyond that, I have to get out of this predicament. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight up the middle. So my favorite hand is my right hand, and that's my dominant hand. So my technique, so I can go right up the middle. I'm going to reach right behind his head. When I'm doing this, I'm going to come into the pressure point. And that pressure point is right here in that lymph gland. So I dig my finger right up here, so you see his response as I do that. So as I do this, I use that pressure point to guide him and bring him around. He's down to the ground here. I go right down with him here. And I come in and I slither my arm right around his neck here. Okay, I take the arm that was just around here, I come on in, and I can bring it down and arm bar him against my leg here. I can also just do it with my legs. So here I have a figure 4. If I lift my leg here, you see him tap, okay? If his arm is too strong and I can't push it down here, I can hand it this hand here and work on an arm crank this way instead. I can also do that same arm crank with my leg here, like this. See that? I can also go into what's called a scissor choke. I can come in here and choke him into a scissor choke. So I'm coming along, I turn his head sideways. I take my blade of my arm, and I press it right into his artery here, and come in here. So ideally I like to have control of the arm, and come on in, and go in for my choke at the same time. Okay? We're doing an attack from behind, bear hug from behind. So he's coming behind me, boom, he clinches in here. So maybe he's doing this, maybe I'm dealing with this friend in front of me, and he decided he's gonna jump into the action here. He's gonna come in, he's gonna pin my arms down so his friend can keep hitting me and stuff like that. So in reality, beyond this, if someone came up and grabbed you like this, I don't know what else they could do to you. Now they're super strong and lift you up and try to throw you to your head. But beyond that, there's not much he can do here besides give you a giant hug, which some people might like that. But I don't. I'm dealing with conflict in front of me. He's grabbing me to pin my arms. So he's trying to restrain my arms. That's his main goal. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a giant step backwards in between his legs here. Boom, here. You see what's going to happen is I'm going to open that opening. I'm going to spread my arms on up. Boom, I'm going to hit into the groin here. So coming in and showing you again. From here, I come on in. He's got a strong grip. So I'm trying to, I can't get out. So I'm trying to, so instead of me fighting him, his power, I go in towards his base. I go to his center point. Because if I go into his center and I step in, now so you notice what I just did? I don't know if you saw me hit his leg there, but when I hit his leg, I cause him to knock off balance here. And it makes it easier for me to break his grip here. And I'm not going to stop there. Boom, I hit my elbow. Since I have the groin wide open for attack, I'm hitting into the groin here. And you notice what I'm doing is I'm hitting here, I'm hitting here. You see what I'm doing? I'm stepping back. As I'm stepping back, that foot is getting further and further between my legs, and I grab it, and I just pull it. So I don't try to reach it from way in there. Because then you're like off balance yourself. I come in, I strike bang into the groin. I spin towards the side of the leg that I have. So I have his right leg right now. So I spin to his right side. So I hope that straightens out things for you. As I'm doing this, I fold this leg right on in. You notice my knee is bent here, and it's pressing. You might not be able to see this, but I'm pressing my calf muscle against his calf muscle, and I'm bending his leg, and I'm bending his wrist here. Now, his wrist with his ankle. Grab his here, and pull up here. Okay? So, this is another like standing grappling. So he's maybe a wrestler, he tried to dive for my legs, I stopped him here. So we're in more of this way here. So maybe he'll stand back on up here. So what I'm going to do is as we're pushing each other, you see I'm going to, hold on, so I'm going to take him off balance here. So I go one way, I go the other way as we're moving on here. So believe it or not, this could be a technique all in itself here. It's just taking someone off balance this way. But we're going to go a little different. So just one direction, the other. See how my feet work there? I go one way and then the other way. My arms counter that motion. Because what you want to do in order to have a very successful throw, you want to catch them off guard. And so the best way is this: you grab my arms, I pull down one way, I come up the other way. Now as I move this, I move my foot, 1, 2. So watch against my feet. So I come on in from here, 1 here, 2 here. You notice how now my back is to him, and literally, without any effort at all, I hold him here just on my lower back. So not using any strength at all, just using my legs to hold him there. Now let go here because I'm teaching, but I'm going to show you what you do with that arm instead so you can see a little easier. So you're staying here, good, switch the feet again. So from here, 1 step, 2 step, here. Now I grab onto his belt. So my hand back here is grabbing onto his belt. This hand is pulling here. You grab onto someone's pants too, doesn't matter. And it drop down low, and lift up, and flip it right on over. Hold on to that arm. Strike into the rib cage, extra credit, arm bar here. So you can see my arm bar. My arm slithering right behind his arm and pressing right here. Okay?